What's up, worship warriors? Welcome back to another video on our new channel. If you don't know me, go back to my last video. I introduced myself there. You can also go to my last channel, which I will go ahead and link below. For this video, I felt it was absolutely fitting to show you what the guys did for Sukkot, which was the staff routine that I mentioned in the last video. The way that all turned out was so perfect. Of course, I explained a little bit of how that got started and how the new congregation we're at now really wanted to learn it. And the guys were so into it. I mean, I was really shocked. One of the things that the Lord told me years ago was that the men were going to join in the dance. And so he started inspiring me with all sorts of different dances for men that showed the strength and power of men. And I was so ready to have the men get involved. I was like, okay, guys, come on, let's do this. I think there was only like 2 times I was able to get guys involved. And then that was it. Like, there was nothing. It was very frustrating. And I had trouble even getting my husband involved because he was so busy doing other things. He just couldn't do it. I just kind of gave up after a while. And then Father said, you guys are in the wrong place. You need to be in Oklahoma. I wanted you in Oklahoma originally anyway. And I was like, okay, you're just playing with me because there's no way those rednecks down there are going to want to dance. How silly my thinking was back then. So we get down here, and it honestly did not take very long before they were asking me to teach them to dance. I actually had a bunch of men asking me. I was in total shock. I thought for sure only the women would want to dance. When the men were asking me to dance, I was like, or to teach them, I was like, wow, this is really happening. And not only that, when Travis and I made the decision, we were going to go ahead and start a dance team at this new congregation, and we were going to train them up. He joined in. Before that, it was always just me being the leader. But he began joining in and helping me teach. And I was just like, I had to come to Oklahoma for this? Like, what? This is what you needed? And so it was just, the way everything worked out was absolutely perfect. So we taught them the staff routine. We had it all ready to go for Sukkot, and Sukkot was intense. My son ended up hurting himself really bad. We had to run to the hospital, and we actually had to run to the hospital a couple times. The first time they didn't catch a fracture. The second time they caught it, he was admitted into the hospital. He was only in there for a day. They just ran a whole bunch of tests to make sure he didn't have like a brain bleed and to make sure he didn't have a really bad fracture, which he did have one, but it was really minor. But anyway, that's a really long story. So it was incredibly stressful. Among other things, there were just a lot of things that were going on. There was this major heaviness that was there, and the devil was just on full frontal attack. When we finally did that dance, the ladies were supposed to join in with the men to dance. But slowly over time, they started dropping out of the dance, and I literally had the desire to do this dance sucked right out of me. I would have done it anyway, but Travis stepped up and he came up to me and he said, I feel like I need to lead this dance and like it needs to be the men. And I was like, you know what? That's all your call, babe. You know, you do whatever you need to do. And there were still like 2 or 3 ladies who were going to be part of that dance, but they all were like, you know, it makes sense. So it totally worked out perfectly, and it turned out to be only for the men. We had just enough staffs for them to dance this dance. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you this wonderful anointed dance. Here it is. Enjoy.